Oh.
You forgive me, Miss Frady. I didn't mean that you look like one.
You're forgiven. Don't worry about
appreciate it. All right, so this is 1.3 65/16. We need to get a card up for Jake, don't we? We need to get a card, a miss you card. Yeah. All right, write it down. Now, we've already done one like this, and it's more of a theory. This is not a test question. This is a theory question. Can you do the algebra? If you can't, you suck. So we're going to go ahead and I'm going to do the blue. And I'm going to say D parentheses squared plus G times parentheses plus K minus f of x, which is going to be dx squared plus gx plus k. And I have found that most of the time when I've set it up, most of y'all can muddle your way through it. Y'all know what muddle is, right? Dang old alcoholics, y'all know what that is, right? X plus H. X plus H. Dang old dirty martini, dang old muddle, dang old olive, dang old food and drink. Extra dirty if you put the olives in it. All right, what do? Well, you got to do shortcut number 1 with that first x plus h, and then distribute the g with the x plus h, and distribute the negative. So I'm trying to give you a push. So everybody should be working it. And y'all are not working. So that means y'all suck. Is that what that means, or what? Mr. Miyagi, you know you got to take up for Jake's absence today.
Really? Am I that important?
Yes, you are.
That's a great honor, sir.
Yep. I sent an article to Jake the other day. You know, the mullet is coming back, they said on Facebook. So last semester, Jake did the mullet thing. I didn't know if you wanted to do that, Mr. Miyagi, get you a mullet going on.
Since when can Asians rock mullets? I'm just being honest here.
Actually, I don't recall even in the 80s. I don't even think they had a mullet in the 80s. So.
I'm gonna look that up.
All right, so for those of you that are sitting there staring at it, we're going to go ahead and do the D, and then I'm going to do one step further for you, because I'm such a nice guy, and that's going to be x squared plus 2xh plus h squared, and that's shortcut number 1, plus g and g and then that's going to be gx and gk minus dx squared minus gx minus k, all that over h. That's going to be a plus right there. Now I'm going to go ahead and distribute that D. Well, I'm just going to put a D right here and a D right here, and I'm just going to erase that parenthesis. Try to skip a step or two. Let's see if we can delete something. The dx squareds cancel. I must have, there it is, plus K right there, plus K, right there, What? GH plus G. Oh, there. Thank you. There we go. Anything else cancel? I've done a real bad, let me just rewrite it and I can check. GX.
GX.
Okay, that's it. All the X terms, when all the X terms cancel, or the constants in the X terms, you're pretty much done. If you're left with all H terms, then you're pretty much done. It looks like to me, I got 2xd plus dh plus g. And like I said, this is not a test question, but more of a can you do the algebra question. So this is a good homework question. I'm just going to type 3 here. Two dx plus g plus dh. 2xd plus dh plus g. So that's a good homework question. And like I said, if you can do the algebra with this question, you can pretty much do the algebra with any of the questions in 1.3. So let's move on. I think this next question is sent like 4 or 5 times because it's another algebraic, or can you carry your own weight algebraically? This is 1.373, 73, 73, 73. So 4 people, or well, 2 people have sent it, and it's this one. Now, since we don't know what to do with 1/2 powers as far as the chain rule, which we haven't gotten to yet, you're going to have to do this one old-fashioned way by the difference quotient, because you really don't know the calculus yet to do the chain rule unless you already had the chain rule in another class. So I'm going to take my blue marker, and you better leave a lot of room for this one. 2 parentheses plus 10 and minus f of x square root of 2x plus 10 over h. Now you're going to plug in x plus h, and then you're going to sit there and stare at it. Because now you've got the square root of 2, and you can write 2x plus 2h, or you can leave it. I'm going to write 2x plus 2h plus 10 minus the square root of 2x plus 10 over h. And about the only thing you can do with this is rationalize the numerator. You might want to write that down. Rationalize the numerator. So go ahead and take your handy dandy rationalizing the numerator and rationalize the numerator. Did I tell you all about our faculty staff development schedule? That's on the 16th or the 18th, whichever Tuesday is. We don't have any classes that day. We go up to Pendleton and we spend a half a day looking at posters. And guess how much time is warranted toward technology in the classroom? 1 hour. We get a 1-hour class on technology in the classroom. And we spend 3 hours, 4 hours looking at posters. I'm not going. And then they're going to get mad at me and I'm going to get a nasty email. So, I'm going to multiply by, I'm going to write it in blue, the square root times the square root of 2x plus 2h plus 10 plus the square root of 2x plus 10 over square root of 2h plus 10 plus the square root of 2x plus 10. Now, a lot of you saying, well, Hubert, why are you, because I know in calculus, nothing is as simple as one step, okay? When they give you an algebraic equation like this, and they tell you to find the difference quotient, they're wanting you to pull some stuff from your algebra toolbox. They're not wanting you to go, okay, that's going to be 2x plus 2h plus 10 minus 2h. That's the answer. No. You know, the old saying, when something seems too good to be true, what is it? It usually is. When something seems to be very one-step simple in calculus, chances are it's not. So that gives us a plus b times a minus b, which is shortcut number 3, which y'all should know, unless you're being stubborn and you still refuse to learn them, then I'm sorry. That's going to give you 2x plus 2h plus 10 minus 2x minus 10 over h times the square root of the first one times the square root of the second one. I'm not going to write all those out because you're not going to be able to get rid of them. And now up top, you can cancel 10s and the 2x's, and that's supposed to be a 2h, isn't it? Yep. I don't know why I want to write it as h's. It's supposed to be a 2h. Somebody check me and make sure. 2h, there we go. And the 2x cancels. And the h cancels. So let's go ahead and take out the h too. I get 2 over all that trash. 2 over the square root of a big squiggly line times the square root of a little squiggly line. That should be your answer. Again, this is more of a test question than the other one, because the other one is really not an equation where this one is. So you might see this one on a test. I don't know. But it'd be more of a test question than the first one we did. Let's check, see what, I believe they got that, didn't they?
Yep, I agree.
I'm trying to move it, but it won't let me move it, so. Oh well, forget it. Okay, fine. Don't move. Okay, that's it. Now, of course, when we get to the chain rule, you're going to get 1/2 times 2x plus 10 times 2, and the 1/2 cancels, and you're left with just 2x plus 10. So the derivative of this function is 2x plus 10. But we ain't got there yet. So that takes care of all of 1.3. Now let's get to the good stuff. Here is about 60% of your test on these questions right here. Beside the difference quotient, this is going to make up your test. Derivatives. Now, the secret to derivatives is not learning the derivative rule, power rule. It's not. Can anybody that's had exposure to calculus and the derivatives, can you tell me what the secret is to starting a derivative by the power rule function? It's not algebra and it's not calculus. What is it? Does anybody want to take a stab at it? Write it down. Here it comes. Rewrite. Write down the word rewrite. Most of the time, you're going to have to rewrite something in order to take the derivative of it, especially with an exponent or a radical, with a negative exponent or a radical, because radicals and calculus don't mix. Write that down. So here we go. This is 1.415/3. I'm assuming this is a derivative. Okay, graph the function. I thought we did this problem, but I guess we did one like it. Okay, first of all, let's graph it. You don't need a calculator. You just know your parent graphs. First of all, this is 12 times 1 over x, isn't it? 1 over x is a half a volcano. It's positive, so that means it's the regular volcano. I'm going to draw the parent graph right there. There's the parent graph of 1 over x. You know that. 109s, you better know that. Now the 12 is A, and 12 gives us orientation and compression. 12 is above 1, so that means it's going to be more what? Narrow, which means you're compressed along the x-axis and you're stretched along the what? Y-axis. So you're going to have a skinnier representation of this function, which means instead of a big gap right in here, you're going to have a much what? Bigger gap or smaller gap? Well, what happens if you push and stretch? If you do this right here to this function, what is it going to do to these gaps? It's going to make them smaller. So I'm going to take my handy dandy blue marker. Oh my God, everybody run around and go crazy.
Like the one day of the year they get to use that button.
Yeah. And there is your function. So somebody pick out which one it is. It's not, somebody tell me it's not alpha. Why? Because that's negative 1 over x. So it's not that one. This is a negative x squared function. And this is a positive what? So even if you don't know what you're doing, you should be able to deduce by parent graphs. Unless you had a real crappy 109 teacher. Nobody's going to say anything. Okay. That was opening for y'all, but y'all didn't take it. Miss Billy, you didn't even take it. You should have taken it. Since Jake's not there, you should have taken it. You should have took the torch.
I've never took 109.
What did you have for me last semester?
111.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I forgot. Okay, just forget it then. Mr. McCullough's not here. And Pendleton's not going to talk to me, so. All right, so what's the next question say? Draw a tangent line to the graph at the points whose x-coordinates are 0 and 2. So I'm going to take my handy-dandy red marker, and I'm going to draw at x is equal to 0. I don't have a tangent line at x is equal to 0. I mean, the only tangent line I think I could have is the y-axis up here, and the y-axis down here. So I guess you could say that the y-axis is your tangent line. You could say that. And 2. 1, 2, like that. So here is your tangent line if you want to get theoretical, right there. So you could say that the tangent line at x is equal to 0 is your y-axis. If they want that, I don't think they want does not exist. And that's the limit. And the tangent line at 2 is right there. So let's see which one I guess they give you a multiple choice. So let's go down and see which one looks like mine. Okay, so let's use some deduction again. Let me erase all of this. We know it's not this function because that is a parabola. This is a parabola. Now, if you get the first one right and you get this one wrong by picking the parabolas, don't say nothing to anybody. Just lie and say you got them right. Okay? This one is negative x to the negative 1 over x. So they are saying it does not exist. That's what they're saying here. So this is the answer. All right, let's do f prime of x. Well, what do you have to do to this problem before you even start? You got to rewrite it. So go ahead and rewrite f of x is equal to 12 over x. Rewrite it. Because I guarantee you there's somebody in one of each of these classrooms that are going to sit there and stare at it because they don't know how to rewrite it. First of all, what do you have? You have 12 over x to the first power. Now, if I want to make this a problem that looks just like a regular exponent, what am I going to do with that x to the first power? I'm going to bring it upstairs, and that's going to make 12x to the negative 1. Now, you can use your power rule of derivatives. So, your algebra does not help you here. Your calculus does not help you here. You have to rewrite. Now, I guess you could say rewriting is algebra, but to me, it's really not algebra. It's just a rewrite. You just need to make yourself aware that sometimes to start something, you need to rewrite it in calculus, especially when it comes to rationals and radicals. Rationals and radicals. Which one is this one? Well, you don't have a radical, so that means this is a what? This is a rational. It's a fraction. You need to rewrite it. So your derivative is negative 12 x to the negative 2, which then goes negative 12 over what? X squared. You could write it negative 12 times 1 over x squared, which is basically a full volcano opening which way? Downward. Now, I would ask that question on a test, and people say, well, golly, that's real simple, Hubert. I guarantee you somebody will miss it. I mean, not this one, 12 over x, but if I change it to 1/2 over x to the negative 3rd, I guarantee you somebody would miss it. So, you got to be able to rewrite it. So let's check, make sure that I did it right. Oh, they wanted you to put it into the, I'm sorry. I messed up. They wanted you to put it into the f of x. Okay, let's do that. Well, there's the answer, 12 over x squared. Now let's do the difference quotient. I'm sorry. I should have, men, we don't read directions very well. You agree with that, don't you? Okay, we don't. Whether they're navigational directions or whether they're directions putting the bicycle together for Christmas. What's these spare parts for? Oh, don't worry about that. All right, so here we go. Rewrite. Meanwhile, Johnny's in the ditch with a broke leg and with back tire flipped up. because the front tire came off. All right, so that's 12 over parentheses minus, well, I tell you, this class is winged on a pickle. 12 over x over.
I don't like pickles.
What?
I don't like pickles. Am I weird?
Yeah. Doesn't matter. Winged on a lemon, winged on a pickle, it means the same thing.
Yeah, I don't think we
Personality
even
is
have
like
cucumbers in
negative
Philippines.
10 on a scale from 1 to 10. Communication skills are like negative 10. And that's why all of you are going to end up in a closet with your job. You're going to end up in a closet. Yeah, here's your office, John. And it's a little closet. And you don't speak to anybody because your communication and your personality really sucks. Okay? So, you're going to be in a closet for the rest of your life. All right, so what do we plug in? X plus H. So now we have, oh my gosh, we've got a rational expression which we will quit because we don't know how to do them, right? You're supposed to all say yeah.
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 Forget it. Y'all
Sounds
suck.
accurate.
Of
12
course.
over x plus h minus 12 over x all over h over 1. So I'm going to multiply through to clear all this mess. I'm going to multiply through by x times x plus h over 1 over x times x plus h over 1. Now I'm going to let y'all do that. You should be able to do that. I just set up the problem for you. If you can't do it now, then you are a disappointment, and you should vote for Bernie because Bernie's going to have to take care of you for the rest of your life. Bill Burn! Bernie. As I told the class before class, I like Bernie. I hope he gets the Democratic nomination just to piss Hillary off and to piss all the Democratic elites off. They're going to do everything they can to make sure he doesn't make it. I'd run him off the road. I'm a rebel. I like against the grain. If you irritate the elite, then that's a good thing. We were talking about the elite today before class. Y'all not supposed to use y'all in y'all's speeches. Just like you're not supposed to say Clemson. You're not supposed to say Clemson because if you say Clemson and you put a P in it, then you're a dumb, ignorant, racist Southerner. So you have to say Clemson. That's why all them ESPN announcers say Clemson. Nothing. Thought I would get at least a remark after that, but nothing.
What type of remark are you expecting?
Hell, anything from this class. 20 years from now, y'all gonna be saying, I'm gonna be dead and gone. You're gonna be saying, dang old Hubert said that I was gonna be in a closet. And you're in a
What's wrong with
closet.
being in closets?
What?
So what's wrong with being in closets?
See, that's exactly what I was expecting one of y'all to say. Well, I got a little closet, 4x4. I got a little desk. I got my computer. But it comes in.
Well, you hate people though, so like, wouldn't you want to be alone in a dark?
No. I don't hate people. No. I don't hate people. I hate dumbasses. Okay? There's
So
a difference.
Mr. McClure,
Yes.
there's a tornado watch.
Oh my God, let's all run around in circles.
Everybody books on their heads.
You know,
kneel in the
I'm
corner.
53 years old, and I have never seen a tornado in Anderson, South Carolina. Now, I've seen things turn over like a baby carriage and a cardboard box, and Channel 4 come down and say, there's a tornado in Anderson. But the National Weather Service has never said that there was a tornado in Anderson. What do you call them things that are next to a real small tornado? Wind
Wind?
shear. We've had some of those.
What, wind?
Wind shear. We've had a wind shear or a wind burst or something. What is it called?
Us?
No, it's right below a tornado.
Yeah.
And
Wicked Witch of the West.
that's what it is. Actually, when I was a kid, my father made me water. We had 5 acres of peach trees. And he made me water each one of those peach trees with a 5-gallon bucket. Anyway, I was down on the 5 acres.
You had to walk
this
300 miles to school in 10 foot of snow too, right?
Say again, what?
I said you had to walk to school in a mile with a 10 foot
No, I'm
of snow,
serious.
right?
That was my job. I had to water every one of those peach trees with a 5-gallon bucket. I had to do it once a week. Anyway, I made $20 a week doing it.
Jesus.
Anyway, I was watering the peach trees one day, and there was a whirlwind, and it came up through the peach tree pasture, and it went right by me, and all it did was just, leaves and stuff. It got up to the top of the hill, which was 200 feet from where I was standing, and it took the whole roof off of our barn. It just the whole roof peeled off our barn like a sardine can and flipped over on the back of the barn. Never saw anything like that. There was only one person that saw it besides me. And that was the other guy that was working with me. And we just sat there and looked at each other and like, how did that just happen? So I don't know what that was. And our barn was 200 feet wide by 100 feet deep. You see what I'm saying? You're talking about 200 feet wide by 100 feet deep. And it took the top of that barn and it just flipped it over like a sardine can, opening a sardine can. Of course, y'all don't know what a sardine can is.
Never opened sardines.
What?
Said I've never opened sardines before.
I know. Well, I didn't figure you did. That was something like watching my cousin Vinny. Y'all don't know anything like that. But y'all gonna start a revolution. Y'all can't start a lawnmower. Y'all gonna start a revolution. All right. So x over x plus h. See, no remark. I at least got it out. Oh man, don't say that about us. Nothing. X times x plus h times 12 over x plus h minus 12 times x plus h, x times x plus h over x over h times x plus h. All right, now you should be able to cancel some of those out. Please tell me y'all can cancel those out. X plus h cancels. X cancels. And now you need to rewrite it. So that's going to be 12x minus 12x minus 12h. Y'all check me. All over h times x plus h. And what happens to the 12x's? They cancel. Yeah, just come on in, whatever, that's fine. How was breakfast? Was it good? Did you go to IHOP?
No, I didn't eat breakfast.
Oh, you just decided just to come in late. Okay.
No, the thunderstorm broke me late.
Oh, my Lord.
Sorry. Sorry, I forgot to
Did a snowflake hit your windshield?
Maybe. Probably.
Go get bread and milk. Everybody go get bread and milk. All right.
And toilet paper.
Tornado watch just came out. And Pendleton is worried. Pendleton's scared.
We've already had 2 people leave.
Okay, good.
What you heard this morning?
That's the first one I heard when he said it.
I got like 3.
Well, wait till Channel 4 gets a hold of it. There's going to be at least 2 or 3 trees to turn over. They'll take their chainsaw and they'll cut a tree and make it go across. And then they'll say, oh, this tree got hit by a...
Pandemonium.
don't believe any local news anymore.
That's a dog. Sky.
Negative 12 over x times x plus h. And you can actually do negative 12 over x squared plus xh. Now somebody tell me what's going to happen when you plug in h is going to 0. What's going to happen with that x plus h term?
It's going to go to nothing.
And you're going to get negative 12 over x squared, which is the derivative. But for your difference quotient, this is your answer. And then, of course, you can plug in, they say, what is f of 0?
There is not one.
Well, if you plug, they're telling you to find the derivative right here. I didn't see that. So if you plug in 0 for h, what will happen to that xh term? It will cancel to 0. And now your derivative, which is c, because I didn't see this right here. I just saw that. So now your derivative is equal to negative 12 over x squared, and you can't put 0 in the denominator. I just wrote in black and blue at the same time. I don't know how I did that. But anyway, if you plug in 0, you're going to get an undefined function. Negative 12 over 0 squared equals undefined. Negative 12 over 4 is equal to what? Negative 3. So your answer to D, the first part, is undefined, and the second part should be negative 3. Y'all check my math. 2 squared is 4, isn't it? Okay, Pendleton, let me know if y'all's walls start moving, okay?
I think they just did.
Okay.
It's crazy.
Well, you got a buy-low right down the road, so you're safe, because all you got to do is buy bread and milk, and everything's going to be okay. Because in South Carolina, that's what you do.
They don't buy toilet paper?
No, you don't buy beer, you don't buy pizza, you buy bread and milk. And you run around in circles like the world is coming to an end. There, we got that all right. Now that is a test question. So make sure you can do that one. Y'all feel good about yourself? Good. Well, you should. You hadn't been here, so.
Yeah.
Oh, God, look. Poster. Been logged out.
You know what that means?
Because no teachers use email in their class.
Power lines are down.
Yeah, the power lines are down. There you go. You're getting along with this. You're being Pendleton Jake. That's good. Got a Pendleton Jake. Got an Asian Jake. Pretty good. We don't have a Jake here. Where's our Jake here?
I know. He is a J.
It ain't you. 1.429/8. Okay, this is not a very difficult question. Just remember, wherever there's a black line, a black one, you can find the limit here is differentiable and here. The rest of them are not, because that's a corner, and this is an asymptote. So I would say x of O and x of 5. It says list points is not. So x of 1, because it's an asymptote. X of 2 is undefined at that point. Corner x of 3 and x of 4 is undefined. You can't get blood out of a turnip, and you can't get money out of a broke man. Can you get a derivative if there's a bubble there? No, because it doesn't exist. neither does the corner, because the corner is the intersection of two functions. So you should feel good about yourself. That's a good test question because I feel sorry for you. And you should at least make a small 30 on the test. I'll give y'all that one. I'll take it off the test if y'all want me to.
No.
No? Okay. So delete that one. 1.4, 47/11. Okay, this is a test question. Do it. You should be able to do it. After what I've shown you today, and it should take you 30, 45 seconds. Or we could do it by the difference quotient. Oh my God. Tornado warning. That means everybody's going to die.
I thought it was tornado watch.
Now it's a tornado. Listen, bud, we got a tornado warning here.
Somebody saw it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I want to see it.
Actually, okay, flash flood. Now we're going to get a flash flood. We're all freaking doomed.
Anybody got a boat?
You'll have to go to live.
And they spat.
That's all.
Flood and tornadoes. Next thing you know, there's going to be a forest fire in the middle of the
I tell you what I need to do. I'm going to leave the safety of this big ass building and get out on the road during a tornado warning.
I don't think these cinder block walls will hold up.
Yeah, I'm much more safe in a 1/4 inch of glass and 4 rubber tires. I'm much safer there.
Your car's made out of glass?
Yeah, I'm Wonder Frickin' Woman, okay? No, you have a windshield and 4 to 5 pieces of glass around your car, do you not?
Yeah.
Okay, that's going to go before the metal does if you're driving in a freaking tornado, which we've never had in Anderson, so might have to do with all them daggum big things beside us. What are they called? Oh yeah, freaking mountains. Okay? Now, if we get weather from Atlanta, that's not good. Because it goes under the mountains, because the mountains don't start until like Toccoa and Toccoa. It comes from Atlanta, so somebody get on the radar. This is coming from Atlanta. It could be bad.
I think
All right.
it's coming from Georgia. I don't know if it's coming from Atlanta.
Well, you need to get your story straight, Miss Billy. All right, T to the
Well, I'm
next.
not trying to check my phone in class.
We got people that are got to get bread and milk, and you're not giving us good, detailed, melodramatic information.
I wanted
Sorry.
pizza.
I tell you what, why don't somebody go outside and park in a ditch, take your picture with the water up 3 feet on your knees, and then call us back.
Can I really?
No, that's what WYFF does. I actually saw them do that. I was in
Dragging us
Greenville.
up there.
I was in Greenville picking up a computer one time. This was way back. And down there at the bottom of the hill, when you turn off the Miracle Mile and you turn off and go toward the Haywood Mall, there's a railroad track down there. And there's a ditch right beside the railroad track, like all. And it had like 3 foot of water in that ditch. And I watched the WYFF Explorer. They pulled that car into that ditch. And they were set up. And it made it look like that car was, driving down the road with water up to its. So that's when I lost faith in the local news. So here we go. -18 t to the -3, or -18 over t to the 3rd. Make sure you can do that.
So you multiply the power to the number in front and then minus.
That's the basic power rule, yes. Or we could do 9
Is that supposed to
Over.
be cubed or squared?
x plus h. I'm sorry, what?
Is that supposed to be cubed or squared? Because, like, you switched exponents, and I don't understand how you got that.
I gave y'all the power rule of exponents last class, didn't I? You're supposed to
You
bring
said it
this
really
out,
fast.
multiply, and you subtract 1. Y'all don't remember
Okay.
that?
No, I was just
Said it
confused because you did it so fast.
I probably didn't tell y'all. I don't know if I told you or not. You always subtract 1 from your exponent. That's the power rule. You bring this out, a to the n, take the derivative, is n, a to the n minus 1. You always subtract 1 from your exponent.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I didn't tell y'all, which I don't know if I did or not. I just don't matter. Minus 9 over t squared. Everybody with me? Over h. And we've got another what? Rational expression. So I'm going to multiply by x plus h squared times t squared over 1. X plus h squared t squared over 1. And you can work that out, and it should come up with this.
So does that work every time instead of using
Yep.
a different quotient?
Works every time. And we're starting, you're starting your calculus. Your first rule of calculus is the power rule up there at the top of the board. Your second rule is the product rule. Your third rule is the power rule, quotient rule, and your fourth rule is chain rule. And that is the foundation for your calculus for derivatives. And we're going to learn all 4 of them. All right, so let's do nerd before we all die.
The auditorium over in Academy is flooding.
Is it really?
Is it what?
There's an auditorium flooding over here.
Oh yeah, Oconee probably. I went with.
Oh, Oconee, I'll tell you why. When it was built in a hole. They put all the water, it floods every year.
I want to see this.
Did you see the alert they sent out in Tri-County? They said that it might flood on the first floor and to keep your stuff out of the floor. They said that last night.
It wouldn't surprise me. 1.4 50/12. 1.4 50/12. Here's a good test question.
We're about to get wrecked.
This one I would give you because I would want to make you quit.
Oh, really bad.
Thank you.
I don't know how to do this one, so. Can I just cancel it already? I know. I have to test myself. So really.
I'm done after this class, so I'm gonna be in bed the rest of the day.
I have one class with like
I got to
2:30.
travel to Atlanta. Hotlanta.
Hotlanta.
Yep. Hotlanta. For those of you that parents don't tell you anything, that's a nickname for Atlanta.
You going to meet with East Atlanta Santa?
Yeah, I'm going down there to buy some drugs.
From
Get high all weekend.
Hey, you trying to I need some stuff.
Going down there in the inner city to buy some drugs.
That's my trip this month. Ask him when he takes a video.
He's getting crazy now.
Well, then I'll just stay in the hotel room.
I do this problem.
Actually, I got to go to a math conference. Oh boy! All I do is sit there and make fun of people that don't have a life.
Quavo teaching it?
Huh?
Is Quavo teaching it?
I don't know. Mike. Dang old Jose Cuervo. Dang old Mexican restaurant. Oh yeah, I'm gonna hit a Mexican restaurant tonight. As soon as I get down there, as soon as I find one. All right.
I say we.
Well, guess what we cannot use?
15.
We cannot use power rule because you haven't learned chain rule yet. So that means you have to fall back on the difference quotient. And I know y'all love to hear that, don't you? But that's a good thing because if you hate the difference quotient, you love calculus because you don't want to have to do all that algebra. So that's going to be 3 over the square root of parentheses plus 4 minus bracket 3 over the square root of x plus 4 over h. And we got to plug in x plus h.
There's probably a touchdown tornado in Anderson in 10 minutes.
They will keep harping on this tornado thing until everybody does.
Touching down.
In Anderson.
It'll be the first one you
Yeah, whereabouts? I bet it's right outside the door there.
Alright, whenever it busts that window out, I'm when the cameras just go out. Whenever that window busts out in the
The
back.
YFF is going to be in Anderson all day tomorrow. Here we are. We have a trash can that fell over in this parking lot. Look at this sign. It has a limb on top of it.
Can you take a look outside though and tell us what it looks like?
It's light rain.
It's rain and gray.
That means
Yeah,
the
it's not
tornadoes
coming
right there.
down
You
in
can't see
like
anything
sheets
but
or
gray.
anything. It's just coming down. I think there's 2 or 3 cars overturned out there.
Don't the cows like lay down if there's a tornado or something?
No, actually, no. When a tornado is coming or bad weather is coming, the cows will run around the fence. They'll run around the field like
I knew
something
they did
bad
something.
happened.
I knew they do like some kind of like weird.
All right. So what do we do? Well, this is going to be 3 over the square root
I'm really still soaked.
of x plus 8 plus 4. Okay, we're back on the math. Now you're talking while I'm talking, and that's rude. Over square root of x plus 4 over h over 1. And now we have a complex what? We have a complex rational expression. So I would probably multiply through by those radicals to get them canceled out to make it manageable. That's what I would do. So I'm going to multiply by this. Yes.
We got a tornado warning. I need everybody to make it to the hallway.
Okay. Okay. So Pendleton and Oconee, I guess y'all can leave.
What about easily?
Wait, what happened?
Tornado.
I don't know. I just stumbled.
You lie.
Hey, we hope you make it, Huey.
Listen, guys, if I don't make it, I'll try to leave
You're
y'all in
sorry.
the care of a good teacher, okay?
Tell us you're sorry.
Y'all get out of here.
You were jelling us.
Y'all have a good weekend.
Hey, you tell that tornado to quit interrupting your class. He's
I'm
being
throwing a
rude.
ball with Jose Cuervo. No, it's Jack Daniels.
You're trying to
Remember
teach.
Twister movie?